We've got Ashu Madan, COO at Religare Securities, now joining in on the show. Ashu, that typical pre-budget rally that we see every year seems to have eluded us this time. Is it perhaps on the expectations that no big bang reforms will be announced this time around?
I think if you look at past many years, the budget has progressively lost the significance the kind of it had on the markets. So gradually it is becoming more and more non-event, barring a couple of occasions here and there. So I don't see that expectations is too high on that front. And obviously the kind of preceding few days in the market which we have seen couple of weeks where, I mean, there has been a virtual massacre in mid-caps and there has been a fair correction on the frontline stocks also. So I think the screen is trying to tell you something that probably there is no reason why somebody should have a big expectation from the budget. And obviously if you talk about, we may talk about the fiscal prudence, or we may talk about on the other triggers. Everybody wants a very good budget for the markets. I mean, we the people who are associated with the market always feel that budget is an exercise only meant for the stock market, but that's not the case. And if you really talk threadbare, I don't see, I mean, generally it's a generic word to talk that people are expecting out of budget. I mean, barring few tinkering here and there, which could be a sector specific effect, I really don't see there could be anything major in the kind of, I mean, last year before the election, it will be a mix of reforms or a mix of populism. I don't see there could be a major trigger which can decisively take market to a higher level. I mean, except lending a feel good. So I think rightfully there is no expectation and there should not be any expectation. And that's the reason why we have seen a lackluster kind of a movement post-correction in the last few days. And I think this phenomena will continue till I mean, actually we reach a budget date.
Right. Now, you know, Ashu, just picking up on one of the points you made, fiscal prudence, and that's something that the markets are looking for from the finance minister. Now, yesterday after the markets closed, you had a statement put out by the finance ministry saying that it was cutting its, current fiscal borrowings by 12,000 crore rupees. It's not a lot of money, but it does seem to demonstrate intent on the part of the government to get its, get the fisc in order. How much of a positive would you say the market would be viewing something such as that as?
See, I think it all depends on the implementation and coupled with other factors also. It is not just the simple addressing this statement. I mean, there are peripheries around this. So I think it's a very holistic exercise and not just a simple statement. So I think we have to see what actually happens. We have to see the finer prints. We have to see collectively that overall put together whether it is, I mean, we are able to achieve that what is being said. So post that only market will take it into stride, and some kind of expectation is already built in. I mean, obviously it has to address that. But beyond that, I don't see major reaction in the market because of this statement.
Ashu, you had NASSCOM which recently issued the guidance of 12 to 14% year-on-year growth for the Indian IT industry, and they estimate that the industry will reach $84 to $87 billion by 2014. Given the current macroeconomic environment that we're working with, do you think that this is a possibility?
See, the way it has shaped up in the last couple of quarters, I mean, we were all expecting that the purple patch of IT is over and there is only a one-side movement which is down and all the highs which we have witnessed would never be again. I think that has been defied in the last quarterly results, and there has been some hope. So I think the only thing I can say is that IT, the frontline IT or the IT is still emerging as a bright spot in the current market situation and probably a savior. So though it is a little optimistic because, I mean, things tend to change in every 3 months in the kind of dynamics of the market currently where we are in, I mean, business environment also and as well as stock market, if you look at the perspective. So I mean, it would be too long or a confident statement to say for next 2 years, but certainly I think it is emerging as a bright spot, and probably a current outperformance can be seen from the market.
The fertilizer basket did see a good run-up, although they've tempered off some of their gains. What do you believe will be the potential game changer perhaps in the budget in terms of expectations from this sector?
I think this is typical of fertilizer stocks pre-budget. I mean, fertilizer stock or, I mean, couple of stocks, couple of sectors like before the rail budget, rail sector, they tend to move up. But I think end of the day, if you look at year on year, there has not been a significant gains as per se, even if you look at, if you pan out a long-term horizon. So I think these are the spurts which every time come, and for me, it is just a trading player and one should get in and get out fast, making a quick trading. And I don't see there could be anything major coming in the budget which can fundamentally change or any on the policy front which can fundamentally change the fortune of these companies, fertilizer companies.
Will the fortunes of the infrastructure sector, which everyone seems to be banking on, change in the budget because they are plagued with a number of problems?
Yes, certainly. I think that is one sector which you, I mean, love it or hate it, but you can't avoid it. Though everybody is looking forward to it, that someday, some point in time, some quarter, some year, there would be a turnaround. And I think it should happen some point in time because it is already down and out. But I don't think it will happen across the board. Select companies will benefit out of it.
You were talking about how the broader markets have been beaten down, but that seems to be reversing by and by. So what are the top money-making ideas that you can identify from the mid and the small cap universe?
See, right now, I think the way it has shaped up and the correction which has come, I don't see immediate recovery in 90% of the stocks which are beaten down in the last 2-3 weeks. So there is no rush to buy. There is no hurry to buy. I don't confidently see, I mean, because of this rally, I just heard aggressive targets for the next year, right from ranging from 6,500 to 7,000. I don't fall into that school of thought at all. I still feel that 6,000, 6,100, where is somewhere where the market is capped. So I think the risk reward is not in favor of going long at these levels. Probably I would wait for, I mean, there would be few select mid caps here and there which could lend us outperformance, but I would certainly wait for 57, 5,800 first levels to achieve and probably then review and look at the situation. But I am not into that category where I'm comfortable buying closer to 6,000 or above 6,000 any of these stocks.
Ashu, as the digitization deadline also is approaching for March 31st for the second phase, you have some of these MSOs who are expected to cough up pretty hefty sums of money for their set-top boxes. What's your view on the overall digitization theme playing out, and do you spot any outperformers within this space?
See, one, on the expectation backed by that, we have seen some kind of run-up is already there, and that is why we have seen consolidation. Normally what happens is that it comes to the deadline. I think the reactions are much muted because most of it is taken into account or already priced in. So I see that the consolidation is happening, and that is why we have seen that not in line with other mid-cap corrections, most of the stocks have outperformed. So I think this outperform considering this market is good. So, but because of the 31st March thing, I don't see that there would be a next round of major spurt in most of these stocks.
Right, Ashu, thanks very much for joining us on the show, talking to us about sectors, the outlook for the markets, and also identifying your top trading, your top investment ideas.